All right. Welcome everybody to our first official group training. We are going to start doing these quarterly. As a group of SSDs, we decided that, well, I kind of felt like I don't do enough. And so I'm like, I'm going to help somehow. And so this is a way that I get to help and we all get to help each other, because it's amazing coming together, seeing everybody's people. I mean, we have currently like 50 some of us on here, and that's like unheard of when you do a small team Zoom, right? You get a few maybe. So I just am super grateful for all of you for jumping on and investing in your business and taking time to learn and grow. That's what this is all about. We are in the hot, busy season of business right now, as it's the middle of October. It's just always so much going on, so many amazing products launching, so many amazing experiences that we get to have as consultants, where we get the random online order, where we get maybe a party booked that we didn't anticipate. Maybe you're doing a vendor event for the first time. There could be lots of great things that happen for us naturally. But a lot of times we all experience hypergrowth. Some of you may be joined during hypergrowth. Some of you may have joined recently. So you're like, what is hypergrowth? Hypergrowth is a phase in business where things just happen for you and you don't have to do a whole lot. People were shopping all the time. People were joining. People were at home wanting to do something. And so Scentsy was like a go-to for a lot of people. And now that we're in the downward post-hypergrowth time, we have to work our business a little bit differently. This is where endurance comes into our business. I like to run. I don't run as much as I used to, but think of it in this way. Even if you're a walker, or for me, physical exercise is a way to compare endurance to our business. So I'm going to share a little bit with you about that. When you think of the word endurance, what do you think of? Drop it in the comments. What do you think of when you think of the word endurance? Running, marathon. Yes. Ability to do something long term. I love that, Connie. Keep going, stamina, longevity. Those are awesome. Keep going even when it's hard, stamina, long term. Yep. So good. All of those are spot on. Consistency, long-term working out. It takes a lot of endurance in business to stick with it. There's a few of us that have been with Scentsy over 10 years that are on the call, and that is a long time to be in direct sales. Some of you might be a little bit newer. And when you're new, when you first join, the excitement and the just buzz around the business that you have is palpable. Like, as an old seasoned veteran consultant, I love getting a new team member and just feeding off of the energy that new consultants can have, because they're so excited and they are just like ready to jump in and try all the things, and they ultimately have no fear. They really look with their rose-colored glasses and everything is perfect and it's going to be great and it's amazing, and it's wonderful to have those new team members jump in and help me as an older consultant rejuvenate and re-energize my endurance, if you will. So as you go in business, as your kind of comes and goes and seasons change, but currently we are in what I would consider to be kind of a hyper-growth-ish phase of our business. It happens every fall because you have those customers that want their house to smell good for the fall. They love their holiday scents. The holidays are like very nostalgic for a ton of people. And so you might have customers that only buy from you during the fall season. I have numbers, I have so many of them. But typically they're coming to me, right? They're helping my endurance go because they're coming to me. The hard part about the business in the endurance in your personal business can be where you have to put in the work and you have to put in the effort and reach out to customers, reach out to team members, reach out to maybe new companies, new businesses, new schools or whatever for fundraisers or whatever you're doing to help your business grow and endure. Jessica, hi, I'm new. Oh, I love it. You haven't even been in a month yet. That is so awesome. So excited to have you. I know that it can be hard. It can be hard to make that list of to-dos. It can be hard to check off the things that you need to do in a day in your business. But I can tell you that when you accomplish those tasks that you set out to do, your business is only going to be better because of it. You have a list of 10 people that you're trying to follow up with this week. The connection and the relationship and the dynamic that you have with each customer is going to be different. It's going to be different because your relationship is different. But the more you foster it, the more you connect, the more you share a little bit about yourself with your customers, they're going to share about themselves with you. That relationship is just going to be stronger and stronger. I had a customer that is fairly new. She's been a customer for about 3 years and she buys every fall. She's like, I'm ready for my fall scents. And so she called me earlier last week wanting to try all of the fall smells. She said, there's so many scents that have the word fall in them. I need to smell all of them. And I was like, yeah, you totally got it. So I got testers ready. I got all the things, samples, you name it, catalog. And I sent it off to her today because I've had company for the past week. But she is one of those customers that reached out to me. Now, I make an effort to connect with her on the off holiday season through different things. I know her through my children, through their school activities. And so that's a connecting point. Her daughter had a pig last year and my son had a goat. And so we saw each other at the FFA barn quite a bit. And we just connected a lot there and it was a lot of fun. I did not mail the catalog, Jessica. She is local. So I just dropped them off at her house and I had a great conversation with her. I talked about, if you can just get a couple friends to get orders from a few neighbors, a couple friends, $200, and you can get free and half price stuff. And she was like, oh, that's super easy. And I was like, yeah, it is. Right. So it's important for us to remember to keep it simple. Sometimes we overcomplicate a lot of the things that we do in business. It doesn't have to be fancy. Literally, my my testers were in Ziploc bags with bakery written on them, with spice written on them. Like, I didn't have a fancy to-do. It was literally a freezer Ziploc bag because they're a little bit bigger than my sandwich bags, right? So keeping it simple will allow you to have the endurance in the long run. If I had this big elaborate system that I was using, it might be a little overwhelming and I might not have the endurance to be able to get all my testers sorted and to get my testers to this customer that is wanting to buy some stuff from me, right? So understanding what your end goal is with your business is really important so that you can create a plan. Because if you don't know where you want to go, you don't know what you're going to do, right? If you're doing this just for fun, you want to make an extra $100 a month, we can make a plan. That's a no-brainer, right? You do the math. What is, someone do the math. 1,000 times 0.25. okay, we just want to make $250. So we're going to say, in order to make $250 in a month, if you've already hit certified, how much do you have to sell? $1,000, $1,000 in sales in a month, and you will hit a $250 commission. How many of you would love to have that? Yeah, love the hands going up. That is super attainable. Like, you can all do that. There's no reason you can't sell $1,000 of Scentsy. Between family members, between friends, neighbors, community, you name it, you can do it. It takes a lot of connecting, though. It does. It takes a lot of connecting and finding time to get involved in different organizations. You can work this business completely online. If you're a homebody and you love to just be at home and not socialize, there are plenty of people that have been very successful in this business, doing their business online. Kim said, that's me, total introvert. It's possible. However you want to make your business work, you can make it work. You just have to have a plan. You have to come up with some ideas and think of maybe an outside of the box idea. Like you're going to do that will help you connect with customers, will help you build relationships in your community. I have a number of friends that I know in various cities that have joined their city council. They go to their city council meetings and they connect with, they're not like on the board or anything, but they go and they participate in the community so that they can build relationships. So I want you to, in the comments, share one idea. And if you are wanting to write these ideas down, you should be able to, while we're on the call, you can scroll back up and look at them. If you're on your phone, it might be a little bit trickier, but you can do it, I promise. I'll rattle off some of them as well. So list one idea of where you connect with people, where you are able to build relationships with customers. Share just one idea. Church, kids sports, HOA, social committee, 100%. Oh, look at these. School PTA, work, dance, work, Zumba class. Yeah, Hilda. Church, birthday parties, gym, front office at the high school, church, work, groomer. That's a huge one. Online vendor groups, neighborhood, hospital staff who helped your dad. I love that, Jack. Orthodontist, grocery store lines. Yes, grocery store, 100%, because we all go to the grocery store, right? Allergist office, hospital, hair salon, walking group, leasing office. Oh, it's automatically scrolling up. Walking around to the town square, different stores, hair salons, fire department, service at restaurants when you go out to eat, drive-throughs. I love all of these ideas. They are so great. So I want you to take one other person's idea and I want you to try and implement it in the next month. So if you're looking at the list, maybe something that I said, write it down and I want you to act on it. Doctor's office is huge. That is so, so good. Gas stations, 100%. I have a brother who I have shamed on my Instagram stories many, many times over the years. He inherited through his work a vehicle that had like 50 tree hanging things for his car. And every time his kids come to my house, they always want to get a scent circle for their car. And I always give them a scent circle. So I always, every time I see his car with his trees, I give him a little shade because I think it's really funny because he just keeps using these trees. And I'm like, bro, I can give you some scent circles. His wife is a consultant even. I'm like, you have the hookup. Like, why are you not using these Scentsy scent circles? So point of contact, when you see people with hanging things in their car, I love to buy a bunch of scent circles and just have them on hand so I can just give them to people and be like, oh my gosh, I see you love fragrance in your car. I want you to try this and I want you to let me know what you think about it, how it compares to what you currently have. And I usually try to do a very generic scent. Luna is a staple. Weathered leather, if I see them in big trucks, because people in trucks love leather, at least here in Texas. If you're not in Texas, yeah. So swap a bar for a tree. Yeah, for sure. So finding a place that you want to connect with someone and finding a unique way to connect with them. So from the list that you got from each other, I want you to think of a unique way that you can connect with the people that you're going to connect with. How are you going to connect with someone at a doctor's office? How would you approach someone? I love doing a little bit of role play with team members if needed. So if you're feeling like, I don't know how I would approach someone at a doctor's office. If you're feeling that way, I want you to get a buddy. It could be I would highly recommend your sponsor. If you don't know who your sponsor is, your director. If you don't know your director, you heard about this call from someone in your upline. You can reach out to them and you can connect with them and say, I need to help role play figuring out how to approach this dance studio with a fundraiser. How would you do that? I love being able to help organizations get money. And so fundraising is a huge way to do that as well. So thinking about that, there's a gamut of ideas shared on here. So please don't feel like you have to do all of them, because you do not have to do all of them. My challenge is to pick one idea of something that maybe you've already had, that you've already thought, oh, I'd love to do that someday. Well, today's the day. You're going to write it down. And I want you to put it on a Post-it or put it somewhere, make it your screensaver on your phone, somewhere where you can see it every day. And I want you to try and do that one simple thing. I have found 17 years with Scentsy, that's like a really long time, right? I have found doing things like this, picking one task to do in the week, helps endurance last. It helps me have endurance to continue to do what I do, to continue to sell wax and warmers to people on the daily, to connect with team members to help them have a little endurance. It's really hard to go and to be in business for so long for ourselves, right? This is a very self-motivating business. And so we need to make sure that we are taking the time to invest in our business because we want it for whatever reason it is that you want your business. The customer relationships that you have with each customer is vital. You'll find that some customers are all in and they want all of it and they want it all the time and they connect with you maybe and even become a really close friend. You'll have some customers that are just there every year, they come and go. And the great thing about each customer being so different is that that relationship you have with each customer is really unique. And so you need to understand that you are the face that they see when they think of Scentsy. You want them to think of you when they think of Scentsy. And so how are you as a consultant going to stand out from the next? My great dear friend, Kelly Alexander, we live less than a mile from each other, okay? we've lived within 5 miles of each other the whole time we have both been with Scentsy. We both sell, Kelly sells way more than I sell, but at least 2,000 a month. Kelly's like in the 5,000 a month. And I think there has maybe been one time in the 17 years, I think Kelly's about to hit 15, right, Kelly? Are you still on? Probably. I think she's about to hit 15 years-ish. I think
awesome.
there's maybe been one time where we have crossed customers. Right? Oh, she hit 15 in April. I knew it was right close. Yes. I see, my memory sometimes is good. So knowing that we have so many different customers, it just tells me that there are so many people that we don't connect with, that we can be connecting with, that other people don't even know. So putting yourself out there, reaching out to a new business, reaching out to maybe an organization, putting yourself out there, maybe joining a new Facebook group, approaching a business about maybe putting Scentsy in their office to try and see how they like it. You'd love for them to try it out and see how they like it. Take an old warmer that you don't want anymore, or take a warmer that you want to donate to give them. And then follow up with them. Follow up is the most important thing that you can do with your customers. I hope that you use these little order forms that we have from Scentsy. I use them all the time. And they are really important to just keep track of all the things. You can know what your customer got. You can say, I'm going to follow up with them, and you can follow up with them in a week or two. But if you don't follow up, that's where we oftentimes can get into a spot where the endurance may be a little bit harder, because those relationships that we have with those customers are what are going to help your endurance, you be able to last longer. Just like with running per se, running, the more you train yourself, the more regularly you run, the easier it is to run a longer distance, say maybe a 5K or a 10K or a marathon or half marathon. But if you're just going to say, I'm going to run one time and then I'm going to go run a marathon, it's not going to happen. You will not, you might be able to walk across that finish line, but those 26.2 miles are going to be really, really hard. So if you're wanting to make maybe $1,000 in commissions in a month, going from 0 to 1,000 is a big jump. Not that it's not attainable, but it does take baby steps along the way to get there. You're going to need to start by getting your $100 commission check, your $200 commission check, and building up to it. Everybody's endurance is different. And it does get easier as you go. And it does get, you do get more comfortable and used to it as time goes. But you have to remember that you have to start somewhere. I love Lori's thought. Fortune is in the follow-up. It's so true, because that builds the relationship with your customer that is going to help them be a long-term customer. And the better relationship you have with them, the more consistent they're going to be buying from you, the more regularly they're going to reach out to you, or the more receptive they're going to be to you when you follow up, or when you message them about an LTO that's come out. I have a friend from high school who today messaged me on Facebook and said, oh my gosh, I need this Stitch buddy. And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, you do. She's like a Disney fanatic, loves all things Disney. And I know this about her. And so I will oftentimes text her, message her products that are coming out. but I also will throw in nuggets of other things that aren't necessarily Disney. And a lot of times she loves it and she buys it. Like the holiday collection, she bought it today with her Stitch Buddy. But had I not shared it with her, she might not have bought it. So making sure that you're not overwhelming your customers, but you're not underwhelming them either. Because if you don't share something, they might not know about it and they might not do anything with that. So making sure you know what they like, you know what they typically prefer to purchase. Do they like the wax and warmers? Do they love the kitchen products? Do they love the on-the-go products? Do they love our diffusers or our air purifiers? Finding out what they like and what's best for them in their lifestyle that they have. Maybe they're on the go all the time and they're super, super busy. Maybe they're they're home more. And so they're going through their wax a lot faster than maybe someone that turns off their warmers when they leave for work all day and turn them on when they're home in the evening or on the weekend. The more information you know about your customers and their lifestyle and what they love to do, the more you will be able to better serve them. You'll be able to help them fill their life with fragrance, however they want that. And you'll be able to know what they like and what could fit in with what they like with their lifestyle. So your challenge tonight, we're going to be keeping these calls short, but your challenge tonight is to pick one thing from the list that you saw others share, where they meet customers, where they meet people, and to get out of your comfort zone and do that. The one you, and maybe you already have something that's on your list of you've been wanting to connect with this group of people, or you've been wanting to ask someone at the gym that you go to about sharing Scentsy with them. And you're going to put your courage hat on and you're going to practice maybe with a buddy. How am I going to approach this friend at the gym? Like I see her every time I go to the gym and I always say hi but I haven't really talked to her quite yet, right? You're going to practice that. And maybe you have a significant other in your home. Maybe you have a kiddo, maybe you have a friend that you could call to like do a little role play. Maybe you feel more comfortable with that. But you also have your superstar director, right? That we talked about that you could talk to, your director, your sponsor, and you're going to role play with them and you're going to try and get the courage. You're not going to try, you're going to do it. You're going to do it. You're going to get the courage and you're going to approach that rice hot organization or the friend at the gym or whatever it is you have on your Post-it note to share Scentsy with them. Whether you're slipping them a catalog, whether you're asking them to host a party, whether you're asking them to put a little display in their place of work, whatever it is, you're going to do it. And I want you to report back to your buddy that you connected with, whoever you're going to role play with. I want you to report back to them. Wherever you found out about this call tonight, I want you to, in the comments of the chat, I want you to share what you did, how it went. But I will tell you, there will be successes and there will be failures. There's this thing, go for no, right? When you're asking people to host parties, there's this mantra that we use oftentimes where we are going for the no's, because amongst all the no's is going to be a yes eventually, right? So just know if there's a little bit of defeat in your experience, that's okay. That's sometimes normal when someone denies you. No, we're not interested in putting smells in our office because we're an allergy place and people have allergies to scents, right? How many of you have heard that? That's a thing. That's a real thing. And that's okay. That is okay. I totally understand. Maybe you'd be interested in taking it home and trying it out and seeing if you like it in your home, right? There are always other Yeah, I love that, Kelsey, the air purifier in the home. There are always other avenues that you could lead the conversation. And it takes practice, guys. It takes practice. It takes practice to kind of learn how to navigate conversations. And that's why the role playing is great, because you can talk with a friend or someone to like talk about, well, what if this happens? What do I do? What if this happens? What do I do? But the more you do it, the more you're going to be successful, the more comfortable you're going to get at approaching people in the grocery store, candle aisle, that I always approach people in when they're smelling the, Home and Better Gardens, whatever fragrance, right? I always approach them and I just start smelling the wax with them. And I'm like, oh my gosh, you love that scent? Oh, that's gross. I don't like that scent. Do you like this one? We start talking fragrance. And then it's just a natural way to start the conversation. Well, have you ever heard of Scentsy? Oh yeah, I've heard of Scentsy. Well, do you use it? And then it's just a natural progression into a conversation around Scentsy. Oh, and I've got a catalog for you. Like, I'd love to have you come to my home and smell all the amazing scents that I have, right? There are so many different ways to connect with new customers. Your relationships with your old customers are vital. They are the bread and butter of our business, and building that foundation of customers is really, really important. And how you treat them and how you connect with them is really important. We could talk about 50 different ways to connect with customers. It doesn't matter what you do. It just matters that you do it. So any ideas that you've gotten from people about connecting with customers, while they are great, they are not effective unless you do them. So whatever follow-up system you've used, whatever follow-up system you use, it's only as good as if you use it. It's only as good as much as you use it, if that makes sense. Does that make sense? Right? So implement something, connect with new people this week or over the next month. Really find a way to reach new people, because there's constantly turnover with customers. You'll have customers come and be loyal for a while, and then maybe they just get tired and they stop buying from you. So you have to find new customers. So always be looking for new customers to connect with, to share the love that you have with Scentsy with them, because in turn, people that love Scentsy love you, and so they're going to buy from you, right? My mother and mother-in-law were just here for the past 10 days, and I was in my office frequently, and they would just come in here and start smelling, and then they'd start labeling stuff for me and helping me do things in the office. And I ended up selling like $350 to both of them. Like, what? Like, they just had their own party themselves, because they were like, oh my gosh, that's gone, but you have it. I want that. I want all of those scents. So sharing Scentsy with everyone is really, really important. And I hope that you'll find the courage to try and do it in a different way in the coming month. Even though things might be a little bit easier, and it might be on the uptick because it is the holiday season, these basic tasks that we do of connecting with customers have to remain constant. They have to endure all the seasons, because every season, every month, every week even is going to be different. And the more consistent that you are with your customer care, the better. So with that, do we have any questions? We've got like 5 minutes left in the call. If you have any questions, feel free to unmute. Or if you have a tip you want to share, we could take a few tips as well. Feel free to unmute yourselves and share or ask in the chat. I love seeing everybody here tonight. It is so fun. Anybody? All right, well, if there's no questions or no ideas, Thank you all for jumping on tonight. I did record this, so you can go back and listen to it. I will post it. I'll send it through the Superstar Director so you can get it. So I'll probably put it on my YouTube private so that like not the whole world can see us, but so you can see us and you can watch the playback and maybe share it with a friend that wasn't able to get on tonight. Because the ultimate goal of this is to be able to help you guys be successful and to help you maybe get inspired to do a little bit more with your business on the regular. So with that, we're going to take a picture. So if you have your video on, I gotta figure out, because not everybody is on video. So let's see. I don't know what this does. There we go. There we go. So if you're not on video, I'm going to take a picture. You can unvideo your, oh yeah, fix your hair and show. Yeah, fix it. Good, Teresa, looks good. Yeah, Jennifer, that's a good smile. We'll have to take 2 pictures because there's 2 screens of us. I'm so proud of you guys for getting on tonight. This is so great. So fun. Okay, so we're going to take 2. So just smile because I don't know who's on which screen. So picture 1, ready? 1, 2, 3. Okay, now screen 2 of the other half of us that are on video. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Oh, you guys are so cute. You look so beautiful. Thanks for joining, and we will have our next quarterly call. It'll be in January, so it'll be in the new year. So look forward to seeing you then, and love you all so much. Bye.